Do you like that fight?
Not really. I don't think we'll see. You know, it could be exciting. Good money fight, definitely.
To be honest, he'll fight anybody. He's not fighting like he used to. I give him all the props in the world. He's a great fighter. He's really hard to beat. But I'm just telling you as a fan, I think he can be doing more.
Devin's Devin. He's fast. He's strong. He has that will to win. You know, I mean, you saw in Ryan's fight with Devin. Devin got back up the canvas. I mean, he's got a big heart, a lion's heart. So you have to give it up to him.
Boxing pros are now warning Shakur Stevenson about taking a Devin Haney fight at 144. And the reason is simple. That weight could change everything.
Do the best. I put the best situation. I said 47. Dev, you the champ. You the champ. Everybody kept wolfing and talking and all the shit. And I was hearing them. And no, we believe that we better than them. You know what I'm saying? That's what we believe. All that other shit, we know that they're about the same size and all the other shit. Shaki just said that, everybody knows it. You know what I'm saying? So with Debo, he said he ready to do it. He don't care nothing about none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm going with it.
Bill Haney made it clear that even though Devin is willing to accept 144, he personally does not see it as the smartest move. From Bill's point of view, Devin is already the champion at 147. So agreeing to come down only gives Shakur more control over the terms. That is why this sounded less like excitement and more like a warning. Devin may want to smoke, and Devin may be willing to prove a point. But the people around him understand that accepting 144 could be unfair business before the fight even starts.
Don't even try to make them understand that it ain't nothing. It wasn't nothing in the beginning, but at the same time, by right, if you're a champion and you're 147, you're supposed to be able to do it. It's not going to make sense. For Debo to do it, to agree to do it, it just doesn't even make any sense. It's no difference. It's no nothing big. It's 144.
Haney made it clear that even though Devin is willing to accept 144, he personally does not see it as the smartest move. From Bill's point of view, Devin is already the champion at 147. So agreeing to come down only gives Shakur more control over the terms. That is why this sounded less like excitement and more like a warning. Devin may want to smoke, and Devin may be willing to prove a point. But the people around him understand that accepting 144 could be unfair business before the fight even starts.
He's the champion. We worked at 147. It should be there. That's fair. This other shit is bull. But whatever. Debo done said he gonna do it. It's not something that I would. No, I would say it's wrong and it's unfair.
I could tell the businessman and Bill is like, nah, Dev, don't do that. And Dev is like, F that, give me that.
No, he said, that's what I'm saying. And I've always respected, just like when he went to Australia, when they told him that I couldn't go out there, and I seen him become 100% the man that I respect now, because he said, Dad, I'm about to go get these straps. I'm going to bring them back home. No different. I respect as a man. That's who he is, right? And I'm saying this, but if I was putting the deal on the table and I was telling him and advising him to do this, what kind of manager would I be? That's why Jay said, Bill, you smart. That's why Jay said that. He said, man, I know Bill's smart. That's why I'm not
Tim
taking
Bradley
credit for that.
also doubled down on his belief that Shakur Stevenson would only need about 1 year to grow into the welterweight division. In Bradley's view, Shakur has the frame, discipline, and boxing IQ to move up properly if he really wants those bigger fights. That comment adds even more pressure to the Devin Haney conversation because Shakur has been saying 147 is not the right move for him yet. While fans and analysts are questioning how long that excuse can really last, Bradley's point is not that Shakur has to rush overnight. He is saying that Shakur should not act like a welterweight is impossible. If he takes 1 year to build his body the right way, Bradley believes he can be ready for that division and eventually meet Haney on more even terms.
Get whooped, let us see it then. Let us see it. Oshaki got skills. He got self-belief. He's similar in size. He could have went up to 135 pounds. He could have went up to 140. Yeah, yesterday. He's a 14-year vet. Yes, he can do that. He's just champion in one weight class. He move up. But that's the fight that we really want to see you fight, Shakur. Oh, we would love to see you fight Haney. Oh, yeah, we would love to see you fight Haney, but we would love to see you, or I would love to see you fight Haney at 147 pounds. That's it. 147 pounds. Might take you 1 year. Summertime or late 2027, the Haney fight can be made. Fans are looking at your weight, Shakur. They looking at your weight. They looking at you and you're saying, man, well, you big, Shakur. You 100, look like you 165 pounds, man. What's the problem? The problem is you're not going to be sharp at 147 pounds. Not right now. We know you sharp at 140, but 147, that's a tough tackle. But yeah, ducking fights. That's the whole Shakur thing that I'm talking about with Canelo Alvarez. Ducking fights. You know, there's a lot of guys ducking. Hitchens, another guy, ran away from Duarte. Yeah. Perfect opportunity for him. Pulled out the fight because he didn't believe that he can beat Duarte. And then, you know, he had this.
Chris Algieri also reacted to the Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson weight agreement, and he looked at it as a major step toward making the fight real after so much arguing over 147, 144 catchweights, and who should move where. Both sides finally being connected to the same number gives fans hope. A fight at 144 makes sense because it sits between where Shakur is comfortable and where Devin is already fighting. Shakur would still be moving up while Devin would be coming down slightly. So both fighters would have to make some kind of sacrifice. But even with the weight looking closer to agreed, the fight is not done until the business is handled. Money, date, promotion, and contract details still matter. Still, this agreement makes Haney versus Shakur feel closer than ever.
Only fair that we meet at 144. We are two champions in two different weight classes. He cited Floyd and Canelo, their catchweight of 150 pounds, the 2013 fight. He said, Haney, you fought at 144 just 2 fights ago against Jose Ramirez. So that was some really good points. Yep. Haney retweets it, go back and forth. Shakur says, so if I go for 140, no, I think Haney said it. Yeah, Haney said 144, we have a fight. Shakur says yes. I think that was the biggest obstacle.
Is that for the welterweight title? Would that be for Devin's welterweight
As per their
title?
recent exchange of words on X, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney agreed to fight at 144. That tweet shows how quickly the Haney versus Shakur talk has caught fire again. After weeks of fans arguing over weight catchweights and who is really holding the fight up, the idea of both men agreeing to 144 has made the matchup feel much closer. Devin asked if coming 144 would make the fight happen, and Shakur answered yes, which gave fans a reason to believe this is more than just online trash talk. Nothing is official yet, but if both sides truly accept that number, then the pressure now shifts to the real negotiations. But even with that excitement, there is still confusion around the details. A fan said, wait, so you're telling me Devin Haney has to shrink down to 144 and not rehydrate? Or is Shakur asking Devin Haney to come in at 144 on fight night? That tweet shows the biggest question fans still have about the weight agreement. Some people are not sure whether 144 simply means a weigh-in number, or Shakur also wants Devin restricted on fight night with a rehydration clause. That detail matters because there is a big difference between making 144 on the scale and being limited in how much weight you can put back on before the fight. Until both sides explain the full terms clearly, fans will keep questioning whether this is a fair catch weight or another condition that could make the fight harder to finalize. Another fan then added a different angle and tweeted, Devin agreeing to 144 put Shakur in a bad position. Now, it's like if Key says Shakur can fight him, he's going to feel a way deep down. But if Key says no, it looks like Shakur is ducking. That fan is basically saying Devin Haney may have flipped the pressure back onto Shakur Stevenson by accepting the 144 pounds idea. Now that Devin has publicly shown interest, Shakur cannot just use weight as the main issue anymore. The tweet also brings Keshin Davis into the picture because Keshin is close to Shakur and has also been mentioned as a possible opponent for Devin. So now the situation feels tricky from every angle. If Shakur gets the terms he asked for, fans will expect him to move forward. If Keshin enters the mix, it only makes the public pressure even more complicated. And this is why Shakur's comments while talking to Andre Ward became so important. Shakur made it clear that he is not against sitting down with Team Haney to make the fight happen. After all the tweets, weight talk, and accusations flying around, Shakur is now saying the real business should happen at a proper table, not through public arguments.
If it's that, and I'm gonna get there when I get there.
Man, that's a big fight for the sport of boxing.
Let's do it.
It's a whole lot of money on the table. And you know, I had Bill on the show, I think in January. Bill said, you on the list. I said, Bill, what list? He said, the list. You ain't know he was on the list?
Yeah.
I didn't know he had a list. At least I knew he had a list, but I didn't know your name was on the list.
Yeah.
Then he went from saying you was on the list to, saying you was easy work.
Yeah.
Shakur is easy work for Devin.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Are you easy work for anybody?
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Honestly, I was listening to it and I watched it. I seen the things he was saying, like, oh, we gonna walk him down and all of these things. So, I mean, all of it sounds good, but like deep down inside, Bill know. Like he know. He know who I am.
Y'all got history.
He know. Yeah. I was probably one of Bill's favorite fighters coming up. Like, he could say whatever he want. Cameras out right now. This goes some.
He gave Bill Haney respect for how he moves for Devin, but also made it clear that if this fight is serious, then the conversations need to happen the right way. From Shakur's side, he is willing to sit down with Bill, Devin, and Jay Prince to figure out fair terms and make the fight real. That changes the tone of the whole situation, because Shakur is not sounding like someone running from a matchup. He is sounding like someone who wants the business handled properly.
He do for his son. I don't mind sitting at a real table, me and you, Devin, Jay, and we could sit there and negotiate and find what's right for the fight to happen. Let's do it. We all businessmen. We all could handle our own at the business table. So that's how I look at it. Like, I see Devin Haney as a hell of a fighter. I see Bill as a hell of a businessman. But if y'all really about y'all business and that's what y'all want, let's make it happen.
Jay and Bill, they was on $1 million worth of game.
Yeah.
Jay, they called Jay on the phone, and it wasn't a negotiation, but they started talking about the weight.
Yeah.
And that's what I think Jay had mentioned, 144. Bill was like, Dev is the best fighter at 147. In other words, we're not interested in going down. What is stopping for y'all to get into a real negotiation?
I don't know what's stopping it. I mean, if they serious and it's that, they shouldn't even have to go. We don't got to go through $1 million. No disrespect to Gilly.
Yeah. But that just happened. That wasn't a real year.
We got each other's number. Well, I don't have Devin, but Bill and Jay got each other's number. We could set this up and it could be that. But once again, this is how I look at it. If they not saying right now, let's fight, then I'm going to grow. Like, I'm still growing. I'm still getting bigger, and I don't see Devin getting past 147 pounds. I don't see him going to 154. He could say whatever it is, but like, I don't see him getting in the ring with no boots. Like, I don't see that. So.
But not everyone likes the idea of the fight happening at 144. Aoya gave a strong take on Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson being discussed at that catchweight, and he made it clear that he is not a fan of the idea. In his view, both fighters are elite. Both are in their prime, and a fight this big should not leave any excuses afterward. He said the problem is not just whether 144 is fair or unfair.
Even as Shakur, you don't want any question after you beat him. You want it to be like you beat a prime Dev at a weight that both of you were comfortable at. And as long as it's, long as blood tests and, you know what I mean, all the PED shit, yeah, cool. You want to do VADA testing, I don't got no problem with nobody saying that. But weights, when you playing with the weight, I mean, especially a guy like Shakur not little, like you balloon up a little bit too. So why are we doing catch weights? You know what I'm saying? So no catch weight, no need for a catch weight. Either fight him at 47 or don't fight him.
I understand. I agree both ways. I understand why.
The real issue is that fans will always question the result if one fighter looks drained or limited going into the ring. From his side, Shakur should want to beat Devin with no asterisk attached, and Devin should not have to come in diminished for the fight to happen. That is why he believes a matchup should either happen at 147 or not happen at all, because a fight of this level needs both men at their best.
Be at 144 because I look at it like two fighters that's supposed to be at an elite level in their prime I don't want either one of them diminished. I don't think going up 4 pounds or 3 pounds for Shakur diminishes him. But you're asking for the catch weight because you're trying to diminish Haney. You know what I'm saying? Because he's already adjusted to being 47. So I don't like catch weights at that level of the game because of who they both are. If it was an older guy fighting a young guy that you know, like a Lomachenko's fighting a guy that wants his belt and, you know, you bringing him down to a weight, I understand that, especially if you're the naturally smaller guy and you're older and it's not like you're not at your prime. I kind of understand catch weights. Or if I want to see a fight and these guys are not both on the same level, I understand that, right? Having a guy like Shakur who you're going to have to be, you know, A+ ready in order to step in the ring. You're going to have your A game. I don't want to see either one of them diminish before fighting each other because I think you're always going to have that question. And it's not about
Mickey
fairness,
Bay
it's about
also
the question.
reacted to Devin Haney wanting Shakur Stevenson at 144, and his take added another layer to the weight debate. From Mickey's point of view, a fight like this is not just about the number on the scale. It is about whether both fighters are comfortable enough to perform at their best. Devin saying he is willing to come to 144 puts real pressure on Shakur because now the catchweight Shakur mentioned is being taken seriously. At the same time, people still want to know if there will be any rehydration rules attached. That detail could decide whether this is a fair middle ground or another roadblock in the negotiations. Because if the fight happens at 144 with clean terms, fans may accept it. But if extra restrictions are added, the debate will only get louder.
And, you know, people just loving the way he's moving right now. You know what I mean? He's even giving back and saying, yo, listen, man, I'll go to 44. And I feel like a lot of people were saying that did Haney just call Shakur's bluff right now? What do you think about that?
He want to fight him, you know, he want to show he the best. So it ain't no better person he could beat than beating the best, which outside of Devin is Shakur. Like, that's something that it ain't even really debatable. Can't nobody really debate and you know, go against that. So to beat him, it's just gonna pretty much it's gonna catapult. But again, it should be #1 pound for pound. That should be the whole, it should already be with the Ring magazine. That should be the promotion to where they never, well, you knew it would fight, but they never had to say it. But I'm saying that should be what's up on the line. The winner's #1 pound for pound. This slot is over.
No, I like it.
The slot is, and I'm sure Usyk could probably agree with me. To me, #1 now, because you know the longevity and resume. I'm sure he agreed to that.
You know, plays out like how the sparring did?
Nah, I don't think so. It's gonna be competitive, but like, you know, they both the top dogs, so I think it's gonna be different. They men now, it ain't amateur, it ain't headgear. The gloves smaller, and there's way more at stake. Like this, neither one of them want to lose a zero. They would both want to get that #1 pound for pound spot. So yeah, I think it'd be different. It'd be, you know, they box, they both got their styles and everything. You know, it'd be different though.
People say that Keyshawn has nothing to lose in this fight, and Devin Haney has everything to lose in this fight.
Greg Hackett also previewed Devin Haney against Shakur Stevenson at 144, and he looked at it as one of the sharpest matchups boxing can make right now. At that catch weight, both fighters would have something to prove. Devin would be showing that he can come down slightly and still perform with his size, reach, and ring IQ.
Who you favor, G? Who I favor? Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I love that fight. And I'm slightly Devin Haney from watching the sparring, because it's things I've seen that was giving Shakur a little trouble. But at the same time, I can't do that, man. I gotta go 50-50, bro. I can't do that, bro. I can't just pick. It's too tough to pick. I respect both of them on a different level, man, when it comes to this boxing.
On the other side, Shakur will be showing that he can move up and still control a bigger elite fighter with defense, timing, and accuracy. That is what makes the fight so interesting. It is not just about power or pressure. It is about who can think faster under the lights, who can make cleaner adjustments, and who can stay calm when the other fighter starts taking away their best weapons. Greg's preview adds to the feeling that if Haney and Shakur really meet at 144, fans could be watching a true chess match between two undefeated technicians. Devin would have to prove he is not weakened by the weight, while Shakur would have to prove he can handle a bigger man at the highest level. And that is why this fight has become such a huge conversation. The number 144 may have started as a debate, but now it might be the number that finally brings Haney and Shakur together.
He was giving Shakur some trouble with that. Shakur was there, but it was like, you little motherfucker, when I catch you. You know what I'm saying? That fight is, and that fight actually is going to be fought at a high pace, man. I don't see that being just no pick 'em apart show. I can see that fight really being fought at a high pace. And like I said, I have said before that I think Dev edges it. But I'm gonna also be fair, man. I respect both of them too much to really pick. Shakur is moving up. I mean, if Shakur do go up 44 to fighting, a lot of respect for Shakur, man. Shakur just fought at 40 for the first time versus Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So for him to jump up again, even though it's not fully at welterweight, but it is welterweight. Once you over 140 pounds, you consider it a welterweight. So, wow, man. I don't know. I'm just excited. I hope we can really make something happen with that. I hope we can really make something happen. You see Shakur the ring get shot, a 47-pounder. I believe that too. I do believe that, but you gotta always leave room for the fact that Shakur did turn pro at 126 pounds. You know what I mean? He did fight at 30, 35, and 40. He moved up. Dev, started his career at 135 pounds.
Make sure to check out our other videos on the screen.